All right, when we think of Independence Day, we think about America gaining its freedom.
And just like the U.S. in 1776, it's time for you to find your independence in your relationship. Dr. V is here to discuss ways we can do that. First of all, why is it so important to be independent?
Miss Independent here. No, I'll tell you, I think it's for a lot of people, they don't recognize when they're falling into the other end of the spectrum, which is codependency.
Yeah.
So being independent allows for you to grow as a human and as an individual and as a person in your relationship, which I have to tell you is what makes relationships be able to last, because they stay fun and exciting and different as you change. So it's super important for your personal growth.
Yeah, because then you're coming back to the table with things to talk about that you've done and you're learning and all of that.
Yes.
But how do you kind of do that, especially if you've got someone who really likes to, you know, spend all their time with you or whatever, without kind of making them feel like they're being pushed away?
Well, being more communicative, enhancing that communication through sharing what it is that you have got going on. Like you said, come back to the table. Come back to, you know, put the phone down and maybe just share with them, hey, this is what I'm looking into this week. I'm going to take this class. I met a new friend. Sharing those things can help you to feel like you're closer than ever, and it's also, again, very exciting and different and novel.
So there are a couple of benefits for it that I know we're showing here on the screen. What are some benefits when you are?
So for sure, personal growth. Second up would be effective communication. You're having more of that. And then also personal boundaries. You want to make sure that you are keeping your healthy boundaries in any relationship so that you can keep the respect, first and foremost. And then second of all, again, to avoid becoming codependent. For a lot of you who don't maybe know what codependency is, it's referring to that feeling of losing your sense of self when you're in a committed relationship to someone else. And some people are more prone to doing that. So allowing you to talk about these things and keep those boundaries, and of course allowing and enhancing and of course supporting personal growth in your relationships can keep you from falling into that maybe not so healthy side of codependency. And then of course, if you are growing as a person, you can be more resilient. You can grow in your confidence. Again, very sexy things, but also just for a long-term relationship, you want to be able to be with somebody that can handle the things that are coming at you just because of life. Life is lifing, you know?
Yeah. And is there a way to encourage your partner also to be independent if you know, they're kind of reluctant to do that?
Yeah, if you've noticed that they don't necessarily show interest in the hobbies that they used to, if you see that they're like, oh no, I'd much rather just stay home with you all the time, tell them, you know what, I'm going to go do this on my own. This would be a perfect opportunity for you to do that without the guilt. And if you're struggling with this, or if you want my notes, make sure you head over to Dr. Viviana on Instagram. Spell out D-O-C-T-O-R, and I'll share those notes with you.
All right, some great information. Thanks so much. Yeah, happy
Independence Day.
You're looking very independent-ish today with your red, white, and blue on, too.
Yes, of course. Representing USA.
I always appreciate you. Good to see you. All right, so we are actually continuing our Independence Day talk right here at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, Nate Griffin has so much more looking ahead to freedom over Texas. Hey, Nate.
Hey guys, well look, I figured the best way to end the show for me on my end is with a song.